Well, welcome everyone to our webinar, How to Grow Your Business with Local Marketing. My name is Braden Griffin. While we are working out those kinks and still waiting for everyone to come into our session, please click the orange arrow and you'll find the navigational menu areas for GoToWebinar, and you will have access to the chat tool as well as questions. So if you find that, while we wait for just a moment, please let me know your name, your industry, and maybe where you are in the UK or in the world if you're watching from outside the United Kingdom. We've got a great number today. Good turnout for Wednesday. Okay, we've got Dave, who's in Newport. Welcome. Welcome. We've got Lindsay, she's in New York, and her industry is healthcare. Awesome. Welcome. Cool. Just go to the chat and let us know where you tuning in from and what industry is your business. All right, we've got motors. All right, we've got Lou from Cornwall. Awesome. Adam from Croydon. Awesome. And let's see what are some of the industries we have represented today. I see healthcare. We've got motors. We've got Bolton from Kia. We've got Amy from Chicago. All right, it's 6 a.m. in Chicago right now. Awesome. People from all over, thank you so much for joining us. I think we'll go ahead and get started because we've got a lot to cover today. So now that you all know how to utilize the questions area and the chat tool, I want to encourage you to make use of that. And we've got some colleagues in the chat as well who's going to help me moderate that as we continue to move forward. But let's go ahead and get started because I've got a lot I want to share with you all on today. Before we get started, let's talk about who this webinar is for. And as I see who you all are in the chats, I think everyone is in the right place because this webinar is for you if you are a business owner, if you are a marketing director or a marketing manager, or anyone who is responsible for helping a business grow, maybe through marketing or even if it's just through spreading the word, through the normal word of mouth or traditional word of mouth. This webinar is for you. If you're someone who is unsure if your business is using the right digital advertising strategies, then you're in the right place. Or maybe you don't know if the strategies that you're implementing are meeting the needs of your business. We're going to talk about all of those things on today's call. A little bit about Local IQ, your host today. We focus on you. We focus on local businesses. And as a part of the NewsQuest Media Group, which is the UK's local leading publisher of news, Local IQ gives you access to a network of more than 200 trusted local news brands, both in print and online. We've got more than 6 million readers and a reach in print as well as online throughout the UK. So chances are you will have been affiliated with something related to a Local IQ or the NewsQuest brand in your local community. My promise to you today for the next 45 minutes or so that we have together, we're going to cover a lot, but what I promise for you that you're going to walk away with is a broad awareness about what local marketing is and various tactics. In fact, we're going to talk about 13 tactics that you can implement for local marketing. We're going to talk about how to create goals for local marketing. And then all along the way, I'm going to be giving you action items and steps and tips that you can take immediately following our webinar. So that's my goal. I want to encourage everyone to stick around because one lucky business attending today will have the opportunity to win an SEO audit and a website review with our SEO specialist. And so what they're going to do is they're going to meet with your business for an hour-long consultation. It's going to be totally free for one business who's on the call today, and they're going to produce 3 main recommendation areas with key deliverables to achieve the marketing goals and improve local digital marketing presence for your business. So you want to make sure you stick around because you don't want to miss that opportunity. But even if you aren't that one lucky business, it's okay, because everyone attending today will have a free toolkit packed with resources so that you can learn more and put everything that we're going to talk about today into practice. And so you'll get that in your inbox this week after our call. So we're not going to leave you hanging. Before I continue, let me put a poll onto the chat. I'm going to launch a poll, and I want you all to tell me, how much do you know about digital advertising? How much do you know about digital advertising? So go ahead and put your responses in there. And while you tell me about you, I'm going to tell you about myself. My name is Brayden Griffin, and I'm really excited to be your presenter on today. I've been with our company since 2017, and I've worked in various capacities, from being one of the company's first regional digital marketing experts and a client success manager. And now I'm head of B2B marketing, and I've had more than 10 years of experience in digital marketing, and I've worked across a lot of industries, from nonprofit to education, retail, government, energy, real estate, healthcare. We've got some individuals who are in healthcare on our call. You name it, I probably have worked with the business in that particular industry with their campaigns and helping to make sure that they have positive return on investment for the strategies that they're implementing. And I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship and helping local businesses grow. So I'm really looking forward to spending this time with you today. Awesome. So we've got some results, and oh man, it's almost a 50-50 split. We've got 47, let me close it. We got some last minute voters. Get your vote in. All right, there we go. I'm going to close it and I'm going to share it. Awesome. So hopefully you all can see the results. We've almost got a 50-50 split between individuals who are beginners and individuals who are at an intermediate level of understanding of digital advertising. All right, so I'm going to take that into account. I'm going to try to take my time to slowly go through everything that we're going to cover today. But I guarantee you that if I don't go as deep as you need me to go, we're going to make sure we send you a lot of follow-up resources so that way you can dive in deeper and get some of your questions answered even after our call. All right, cool. All right, so I know about you, you know about me. If you're ready to get this webinar started, type yes in the chat. Awesome. 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 Thank you all. All right, we're ready. Let's go ahead and dive in. So, what is local marketing? What is local marketing? So, local marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products and services in a particular area or neighborhood. Okay, so maybe you aren't trying to sell to someone in a whole other country. It's pretty much what it sounds like. You're trying to sell to someone who's in the immediate area surrounding your business. So as we go out through today's webinar, I want to stop and pause and just make sure we have a good foundational level of understanding about certain things. And I want to encourage you, if you registered in advance for today's webinar, you probably got a webinar workbook that you can download and take some notes along the way. So feel free to go and download that and take some notes as we go. Or you can go to the handout section right above your chat and questions panel here within our webinar platform, and you can download your notebook. So that's what local marketing is. And so this is going to be the foundation of everything that we talk about today. How do we promote the products and services that we have around the people in our community? Before I go to the next slide, I have a question for you all. Go to the chat. How many local searches do you think are conducted on Google every day? So Google is a search engine. How many local searches do you think are conducted every day? Let's go, let me open my chat window so I can see some of the responses. Let's see. All right, Rob says 18. Elise says 6.2 million. Gary says 100 million. All right, Lou says a billion. Mimi says 5 million. So the question is, how many searches do you think are conducted on Google every day? Oh, Rob corrected me. He says, uh, wait, number one, he says, no, 1 billion, not 18. Okay, got you, Rob. So Rob's vote is for 1 billion, not 18. Thanks for correcting me, Rob. All right. Well, if you said billions, you're kind of close. The answer is 3.5 billion. 3.5 billion local searches are conducted on Google every day. Ladies and gentlemen, that is more than 40,000 searches every second. Every second, 40,000 searches are being conducted on Google. And that's Google alone, because you know there are several search engines. By this year, 2022, in the UK, there are going to be more than 54 million people using the internet every month. So 54 million people here in the UK using the internet, helping to conduct more than 3 billion searches every day. And so these are individuals who are looking for information, they're looking for businesses, they're looking for services in their communities. And without localized marketing strategies, your business might be missing out getting in front of these buyers who are searching for the products that you offer. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is how we can utilize local marketing strategies, local marketing tactics to get in front of these people who are conducting all of these searches every day. Okay, so there are 13. There's a lot. I'll warn you in advance. It's 13, but it's important to understand each type in order so that you can create a localized marketing strategy that works for your business. So take some notes along the way, but don't fret, because again, we'll send you resources after today's webinar so that you can dive in as deeply as you like. So there are 13. Before I go into each of the 13, let me give you a preview. First, we have your website. Then we have local SEO, PPC, search engine marketing, social media marketing, Facebook advertising, local listings, display advertising, branded content, print advertising, targeted email marketing, direct mail, local sponsorships and event marketing, and local video advertising. So it's just 13, but it could be more, right? So let me know which one your business, if your business has invested into any of these, if you can type that in the chat, that would be really good to know. And it'll help me as I move forward to know which ones I should probably spend more or a little less time on. So of these 13, are there any that your business has invested in? All right, so Stephanie says website. All right. Any other? Hallie says they're planning on focusing on social media. All right, we've got a lot of information for you today. SEO, PPC, social media, website, local print. All right, it's good to see some print in there. Print is not dead. We're going to talk about that. All right, SEO, website. Okay, great. So it's good to see that a lot of individuals on their call are investing in several different tactics. And so you're going to get a lot out of today. Thank you for your engagement there. I'll come back. All right, so now that you know what the 13 are from a high level, let's go ahead and start to dive in a little bit. And just here's a quick note. We're going to come back to this because we have those 13. And like I mentioned, local marketing encompasses many different strategies and tactics. And they're meant to help your business grow, increase awareness, get customers, engage with existing customers, and build your brand. And so the best marketing plans that work are ones that consist of multiple different tactics and strategies. The first tactic that we're going to talk about today is your website, right? Because every business needs a website, especially for local marketing. It's it's the hub of your business, and it's the place that all of your other marketing strategies should be driving traffic and interest to, because it serves as like a really powerful local marketing tool. So here's the first action item that I want to share with you all today. The health of your website can deteriorate over time as new techniques and technologies get introduced. What may have been an industry-leading website, a year ago might be considered outdated today, or worse, it might be contributing negatively towards your search engine optimization, which we'll talk about. And so the first action item, if you're investing in a website, that I want to encourage you to implement today after our webinar call, is to audit your website. Use a tool called Website Grader from Local IQ, and it'll be a good tool that you can use to give you a foundational understanding of how your website's performing and the areas that you need to improve. And once you do that, or if you're already good with your website, here are some pro tips that you can implement to make sure that your website continues to stay apart. Number one, make sure the navigation menu is easy to use for desktop and mobile use. How many times have we gone to a website on our cell phones and we've had to scroll over just to try to get everything into our screen, or we're looking for where to click and how to click? It gets confusing. And what happens if it's confusing? You end up going to another website. So you want to make sure that just because your website looks great on your computer screen, make sure that it is also the same on the cell phone for individuals. You want to make sure you have clear calls to action across your website. Think about, what do you want people to do? We've got some individuals who are in the education sector. Do you want customers and prospective students to call your college or your university? Or would you just rather them register their interest so that you can reach out to them the next time your college or university has an open day? Think about what you want them to do and make it easy for them to find the way that they can respond to your call to action. And number three, the quick pro tip that I want to offer you today as it relates to your website, is you want to future-proof your business with Google Analytics. If you've been following our blog on the Local IQ website, one of the blogs that we published recently talks about Google Analytics 4 and the changes Google is making to this software and this technology that all of us use for our websites to track who's coming to our website, where are they coming from, and where are they going. So you want to make sure you do those updates so that way you can still continue to get the reports that you need for your digital advertising efforts, especially your website. Number two and number three on the list is local SEO and local PPC. First, I'll explain both of them. You probably have heard of SEO. It's also known as search engine optimization. It's a marketing strategy that helps your website come up on search engine result pages like Google organically. So basically, it's how you come up in Google or Bing, and the call out of ad, like you see here, does not show up because you've come up organically. Okay, local PPC over here refers to pay per click or paid search engine advertising, as we call it. We also refer to it as SEM, search engine marketing. And PPC allows people and businesses to run ads on search engines like Google or Bing, and you pay a small fee for every time a person clicks on your ad. You don't have to pay every time your business shows up. You just pay when a user clicks your ad and comes to your website. Okay, so SEO, you have the opportunity to come up organically. There, you come up and you don't have to pay when someone clicks on it. And then PPC, or pay-per-click search engine advertising, your placement gets designated as an ad, and you do have to pay a small fee for every time a person clicks on it. Okay, so that's a broad, high-level understanding and differentiation between the two. So let's talk about some action items and some pro tips. So for SEO, so the fundamentals of SEO, that's what I want you to understand, because the world of SEO is so vast, and sometimes it can even take up to 6 months before your business begins to see some of the results. So it's really important that you understand, as a marketer, as a business owner, the basics as you start to invest in this tactic. And so the first action item I want to give you is to go and read this ebook, because it'll take you as deep as you want to go into understanding and learning about SEO. But for the sake of today's call, I just want to I want you to walk away knowing that there are 3 basic factors of SEO. On page, off page, and technical SEO. And so on page SEO, these are things that you can do on the actual website, the content that's on your website. So you want to think about choosing the right keywords. Business owners, some of us have been in our industries for 20 years, and you got to know that the way we would explain our products is not the way our customers are searching for our products. So you want to use a tool like Google Keyword Planner to understand what people are searching for and incorporate those into the terms that you use on your web pages to describe your products. Off-page SEO are things like setting up a Google business profile. These are other websites that will point people to your website. It sends signals to search engines like Google and Bing and lets them know that your business is real, it's credible, and those are things that can help improve your ranking. And finally, a technical pro tip for technical SEO is checking the page speeds, making sure that your website is loading quickly as well as easily, especially on mobile devices. And so after our webinar, when you get this deck, you'll be able to click on these links, and these links will take you to some resources that will help you check whether or not your website is loading quickly, slowly, and if it's responsive for mobile. If you're investing in PPC, or search engine marketing, and you've already got some ads out there, your action item is to grade your Google ads. Yes, you can get a grade for just about everything that you're doing online, and it's free. So you can click this link, go here, and get an ad to see how your Google ads are performing. And if you've got a search engine marketing campaign going, here are some pro tips for you. We always talk a lot about the keywords and keywords that you want to target. Well, when you set up your own search engine advertising campaign, you can also include negative keywords. These keywords are just as important, because these are keywords that you don't want to come up for in search results. So for example, if you have a garage and you only offer tire repair services and you don't offer MOTs, you'll want to let Google know, don't show my business for MOTs because we don't offer that service. We only offer tire repair. And so that's including a negative keyword in your campaign. You can, on the search engines, you can designate the locations that you want to target. And I encourage you to use real business data and insights to set the targeting for your campaign. So if you know most of your customers come from a 5-mile radius for your business, you might not want to target the entire city. just target those certain postcodes. Or if you know that anything 20 miles away from your business is not profitable, then again, set the targeting to be appropriately reflective of that as well. The third pro tip for PPC that I would offer you if you're investing in this is to make sure the landing pages you are sending people from your PPC campaign, make sure that you're sending them to landing pages that reflect the product or service that they're looking for. Okay, so many businesses make the mistake of sending all of their website traffic to their homepage, when in fact, if a person was searching for a special offer or a specific product, you can save them time and just send them directly to that page on your website. And if you do that, believe me, it will make it so much easier for the user. They'll be more likely to respond to your call to action instead of getting confused and ultimately leaving your website. All right, so I hope that is helpful. Let's keep it going because we've got 13. We've got 13. All right, so number 4 is social media marketing. Social media marketing includes all those websites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and you probably have a presence on many of those channels. And so if you do, good. It's important because those are all a part of local marketing. And many of these channels are free to set up. And so you can create a presence and reach new customers on these channels. So social media marketing, think of that as you set up a free account to get going. But I also want to talk about here 5 and 6 because they're also related to social media, but with a little variance. So local Facebook and Instagram advertising. So even though social media channels can be free to sign up for a profile or an account, they also give you some extra added features so that you can promote your business on their platform to reach users. And they do charge you a fee for that, so you do have to pay. And so we call that the local social media advertising with Facebook and Instagram specifically. And then you have local video advertising, again, on a social media platform like YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, only after Google. And Google happens to own YouTube. So the top 2 search engines in the world, Google and YouTube. And YouTube is primarily video. And I'm sure many of us have probably watched at least one video on YouTube. And while you're watching it, you probably had to pause it because it showed you like a 15-second or 30-second ad. Well, that's local video advertising. It's someone who's targeting you, whether it's a business in your local community or someone who has a product and you fit their target audience for it. So 4, 5, and 6 all have to do with social media, whether you create the profile for free or whether you invest into some added paid advertising on those platforms. So if you're investing in these, here are the action items and the pro tips that I am recommending for you today as you walk away from our webinar. Number 1, there's a resource that's going to give you a 9-step guide on how to create a social media marketing strategy, okay? Just because Twitter may have a new owner, just because all the young people are moving to TikTok doesn't mean that your business should be on that channel, okay? So there should be a reason why your business is on a particular channel, and then you want to make sure that your business has the resources as well to populate that channel with content on a regular basis. So if you go through this guide, it'll help you think through those things and identify the channels that you really should be on. And then once you do get on those channels, you want to use things like social media collaborations, connecting with influencers to leverage their audience. These are individuals who may have thousands and thousands of followers. You can collaborate them to promote your brand, and they can get all of their audiences and followers to lend an eye to your business. Then there are other things you can do as well to make sure that your business is verified on social accounts. That lets your customers know that this account legitimately belongs to your business and it's not spam or someone with a fake account. And then you can create targeted Facebook and Instagram, as well as YouTube, ads targeting individuals who meet your target persona for your business. So a lot here, but again, you'll get the slides as well as the recording, and you can come back through and click on these links. That'll give you a lot more information than I'm able to give you today. So I hope that these tips are helpful in giving you some type of guidance in terms of the things that you can do when it comes to social media marketing. All right, we're just about halfway through on our 13 local marketing tactics that you can implement to grow your business. I was able to knock out 3 there. So we'll move on to number 7, which is local listings. And so local listings is it's like Google My Business. They allow searchers to find information about your business, not just in search engine result pages, but also in apps on their phone. And so listings are local in nature because each listing is built around the basic information about your business name, the address, your phone number, and your website. And there are a lot of different local listing type websites out there, and you want to make sure, as I go into the action items and the pro tips, you want to make sure that you have claimed your business on these websites. So that way you can update the information. You don't want anyone else to claim it that doesn't own your business or doesn't have a stake or share in your company. So you want to make sure you claim your business on these profiles and these directories. And you want to make sure the information is correct. You want to encourage your customers to give you reviews on your listings. You want to make sure you incorporate pictures on your listings, especially if you're like a restaurant business or if you're a tourist attraction type business, a destination location. You want pictures on there too, so when people are searching, they can see and experience what it's going to be like at your location even before they get there. And then the third pro tip that I want to leave you with is don't forget to set your holiday and your special hours. I think we have all been on holiday before and we've searched a restaurant or a business that we wanted to go to, only to get there and to find out that they're closed. Don't you hate that? I hate that. So save your customers a trip and keep their loyalty by keeping your local listings updated. It's a lot to manage, but we do have services that can support you if you find that you need help handling your local listings on a lot of different directory websites. All right, I want to encourage you as I go through, feel free, type your questions in the chat as we go through. We're going to have time to answer some of your questions at the end, and we're almost there, so making good time. And again, apologies for going quickly. I just want to make sure that we get as many of the 13 as we can in today. Number 8, as well as number 9, all have to do with like local publications and newspapers and local media outlets in our communities. Local 8 is display advertising. And if you've gone to like your local newspaper's website before, not only will you get the day's news, but you probably have noticed that there are also ads on the website, or any website you go to. If you see promotions for cars or products or clothes or businesses in your neighborhood that look like this or this or this one, those are called display ads. It's almost like a billboard on a website. So you can do that. And then there are also things called local branded content. And branded content is essentially sponsored by a business. It's content that may be placed on a third-party site or in a local publication. It can take the form of an article, an infographic, a quiz, a video. And the purpose of branded content is to increase the awareness for your brand, but also to educate and inform the public. So for example, if you are a plumbing business, you could run a branded content series helping people understand the plumbing disasters that can take place during the holidays and how to keep their homes safe. The content isn't meant to sell, but it's simply meant to inform. So just think about it, like who would a person call when they actually finally do need a plumber for their emergency? They're going to contact someone who's been providing them with helpful information. And so that's what branded content is. And here are some examples that you can see that have been published in some of our NewsQuest publications. Number 10 is local print advertising, and I saw some individuals in our chat earlier do invest in local print advertising, and that is good. Print advertising is exactly what it sounds like, running ads in newspapers or magazines, and you really can't get much more local than that, than placing ads in local papers. And over the years, many businesses have made a transition away from print advertising, instead to kind of focus on digital marketing strategies. But while digital marketing is essential to reach people spending time online, print advertising is still important. It's still an important local marketing strategy. In fact, print advertising is actually the most trusted form of advertising. 82% of consumers report that they trust print ads. They trust things that they can see, that they can hold. It's all about that tangible, and that's what print does for them. So print advertising can actually work in tandem with your local digital marketing efforts. And one study found that print ads make your digital marketing actually 4 times more effective. Yeah, so your print ads can make your digital marketing 4 times more effective. That's really good. And so what you want to do as we look at the action items and the pro tips, you want to make sure that your print campaigns align with the right digital assets. So maybe if you are promoting refrigerators and stoves in your local newspaper, maybe you want to put the website address on that ad that will take people directly to the web page on your website that will give them more information about refrigerators and stoves. Whereas if you're giving out postcards in your actual store, you may want to promote your social media channels to encourage people to take pictures with your product or while they're in your business and post it to their favorite social media channel so that they can tag your business. So you want to align the print campaign with the appropriate digital asset. And then here are some pro tips that you can also implement, from making sure you connect with the right audiences, to using clever copywriting and storytelling tactics to tell the story of your brand. And number 3 that I think a lot of people miss out on is, even though it's print, you can still apply technology, tracking technology to it so that you can track its performance. And so we work with a lot of clients and provide them with tracking numbers that they can put onto their printed ads and postcards and newspaper publications, so that way they can see if the phone calls coming in are tied to those specific advertising strategies. All right, so I hope you found those helpful. We're almost there, making good on time, and I do want to try to leave time for questions, so forgive me if I speed up just a little bit. But number 11 is targeted email marketing. So let's go to the strategy, the action item, as well as the pro tips. Email marketing, I think we all probably have a ton of emails in our inbox. They say that individuals change their addresses, their home addresses, more frequently than they actually change their email address. And so email is still a great way, perhaps one of the best ways to reach individuals. It's also, if you get a person's email address, that's a piece of their contact information that you own. And so no matter if Facebook goes down or Twitter goes down, you can still email someone if you have their email address. Some pro tips here. You don't want to just send the same message, the same newsletter to everyone on your email list. If you've got 100, 500 people on your list, try to segment them out. Are these individuals who are interested in your college? Is it a student? Is it a parent? Try to segment out who they are and feed them content that will meet their specific need. Number 12, as we look at local marketing tactics, again, direct mail. I'm sure we all get a lot of mail as we walk through our doors, just like it is here. And again, just like print advertising, we can still implement some of those technologies onto these pieces. If you see this piece here, it says, Sarah, still dreaming of a home. So even though they're sending this same postcard to thousands of people, it's personalized. And you can even incorporate things like tracking numbers and QR codes to track the effectiveness as well. Last but not least, we made it. Last but not least, local sponsorships and event marketing. Event sponsorships and event marketing rather is really a tried and true strategy because it really allows you to get into your communities and you can even give back while you're implementing this strategy. It's a great way. You can host an event, you can sponsor an event, you can get your business in front of local customers, increase awareness for your business, and build positive brand association. And so when you get this resource, Eventbrite, which is a platform that allows individuals to promote the events that they have in local communities, they've got 13 handy tips that will help you create a really good marketing plan if you decide to implement this marketing tactic. All right, that's it. Congratulations. We have all made it through the 13. If you're still with me, write yes in the chat. Let me know you're still with me. All right, because we're almost there. Awesome, thanks. All right, we've got Elise, we've got Gary, we've got Elizabeth, we've got Mimi, we've got Samantha. Everyone is still here. Stephanie, thanks for the smiley face. Awesome. All right, I'm glad I didn't lose anyone. I think we even picked up a few people along the way. Awesome, great. So I want to live up to my promises to you all today. So we've talked about local marketing and what it is. We've talked about the 13 local marketing strategies for your business. Now let's talk about some goals and setting goals for our local marketing strategy. I'll go through this a little bit quickly because again, we've got some resources that are going to be available to you so you can really dive in, okay? But it's really important that as you begin to implement different strategies, you set quantifiable goals. And so the two types of goals that you got to think about are your short-term local marketing goals. It's kind of what the name implies. It's goals that can be completed within a day, a week, and long-term goals can take several months or even several years to meet. And so while long-term goals are key to establishing your ultimate vision and they can guide your short-term goals, they're not as actionable as short-term goals. And so short-term goals or short-term business and local marketing goals are things that your business can focus on a daily basis. And the long-term marketing goals are goals that can take longer to acquire and may not be as quantifiable as short-term goals. And they often seem impossible to attain, but over time, with hard work, long-term business goals become much easier, okay? So remember that, short and long-term. And here are some examples. So short-term marketing goals could include, we want to increase our website traffic. We want to increase the amount of people who are calling our business or who are completing the form on our website. Those are conversions that take place. We want to increase our follower count on our social media channels. Those are things that you can measure. Those are things that can increase day by day. Long-term marketing goals might be a little bit less quantifiable, like trying to increase your brand awareness, increase brand reputation, or even increase your search ranking in search engine result pages. Like we talked about with SEO. SEO can sometimes take about 6 months for your business to see the results. So that would be a long-term marketing goal there. So just something to think about. In your email inboxes over the next few days, you're going to receive a toolkit. And in that toolkit will be a goal and a SWOT analysis worksheet that'll help you work through the short and the long-term goals for your businesses and understand which strategies and which tactics you can implement for your business. Also, don't forget to congratulate one lucky business for being on our call today. One business is going to win an SEO audit and website review with our SEO specialists. And so they're going to sit down with you in an hour-long consultation and offer you 3 main recommendation areas and key deliverables that you can implement on your website to enhance your digital presence. And so it'll be a random prize draw after our webinar today from the individuals who have registered. But if you aren't one of those businesses, it's okay, because you're still going to get a lot of resources and guidance from the toolkit. All right, so what is your next right move? We've talked about a lot today. And I wanted to give you that broad awareness, but I don't want you to walk away feeling like, oh my gosh, that was so much, I don't know what to do next. So in the next 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to try to help narrow your focus, okay? We've talked about a lot, but let's think about what is your next right move? What's the next thing that our business should do? And so what I want you to do is remember, these are the 13 local marketing tactics, okay? There's 13 of them, it's a lot of them, I know. But think about them this way. I'm going to put them into 2 different categories, okay? Put them into 2 different categories. One, we've got your website, because remember, your website is like the foundation of all of your marketing tactics. And then 2, you have your multi-channel marketing plan. Your multi-channel marketing plan is when you take several of these, 1, 2, or 3 of these, and you implement them and you make sure that they work together so that you can achieve your business goal, okay? So think about it in these 2 different categories: your website or your multi-channel marketing plan. Just those 2 things, okay? We've talked about a lot, but now I just want you to think about those 2 things in general. When you think about those things, here are some immediate questions I want you to ask yourself. So if you're in that bucket of website, think about, is your website ready? Is your website helping your business to distinguish itself? Does it support your other local marketing strategies? How are you optimizing your website to make sure that customers are looking at what you want them to look at? You have that ability to do all those things through your website. There's a free resource that I mentioned earlier. I just wanted to bring it back because if you are in that website category, you definitely want to make sure you go to our website grader and get the report card for your website and see how well it's designed, how well your social presence is impacting your website. It's a great, easy way to kind of see what's the checklist that you might need to improve in that area if your website is that particular thing that you're focused in on. And then for other individuals, if you are focused on 2 or 3 of those different tactics, we're thinking about your multi-channel marketing plan, okay? So think about, is your business ready? Is your business ready? Do you have what it takes to track to make sure that your business is being successful in that particular tactic, Are you able to track whether or not people are calling or completing your forms based off of your Facebook ad, your YouTube ad, or your Google ad? You want to think about the resources. Do you have the budget required to implement all the strategies that you want to implement? Do you have the people resources to create the content that's needed for you to be on all of those social media channels like TikTok and Instagram? Because if you don't, you may have to just be on one or two of those channels. But build your strategy and then think about how you're going to execute it. And you may not even be able to execute it all internally. Sometimes you may have to get some external support. And if you do, it's okay. So those are the two ways that I want you to think about maybe your website or your multi-channel marketing plan. If you think about it in those two categories, I guarantee you, you've got it. And if you want to dive in deeper, we've got resources that are coming your way to help you dive deeper into every one of those 13 tactics that I talked about today. So as I begin to wrap up and I go to your questions, and we got a few minutes left for questions, I do want to ask the audience, based off of what we've talked about, what will be your next step? What will be your next step? Will it be your website? Will it be your multi-channel marketing approach? Will it be both? All right, thanks for your votes. Your votes are coming in. We've got some questions queued up. Thank you. So I will say, if I don't get to all of your questions, don't worry. We will make sure that we publish the answers to all of the questions that you've published in the chat and the question box in our email and our blog communications over the next few days. So stay tuned to that. You can even follow us on Instagram because we're going to answer some of those questions in our live Instagram stories as well. So I'll make sure that we answer all questions, even if I don't get to every question today within the next 10 minutes or so. All right, we've got just about everyone who's voted. Last call. If you want to vote, what will be your next step? Will it be your website? Will it be your multi-channel marketing approach? Will it be both? All right, thanks. I've got a few more votes that are coming in. All right, cool. Let me close that and I will share the results. There we go. So we've got about 60% of the audience today will be taking a look at both, and that's very valid. Sometimes the way our businesses are, we've got to do everything and we've got to do everything now. Isn't that right? And then 35% are dedicated to just focus on their multi-channel marketing approach and 6% on their website. Thank you all so much for voting for that. All right, let me go to some questions. We've got about 4 minutes left. So one question I have here, is Google My Business, the Google My Business profile easy to set up? Good question. We talked about that, especially as it relates to local listings, and Google My Business profile can also help influence your search engine rankings, and it's a off-page search engine optimization tactic. The answer is yes. Google My Business profiles are one of the most effective tools for marketers to use when marketing with local businesses. And so creating a Google My Business profile for your business is often the first step to SEO success. And so in our deck, there's a blog that you can read that gives you a guide about Google My Business profiles and how you can, or at least the steps to get it set up. Thank you for that question. All right, John says, how do I get more followers on social media? I post a few times each week on Twitter and Facebook, but my followers don't seem to grow. Good question, John. So we would suggest for you to increase the amount of times that you post. And so, right now, if you only post once every 2 weeks or so, definitely try to increase that frequency. Our team was looking at some stats the other day, and we talked about the lifespan of different social media posts. And when you send out a tweet, the lifespan of that tweet is about 15 to 20 minutes, meaning Once you send that tweet out, people are only going to see it for about 20 minutes, and after that, it's going to be gone. Facebook has a little bit longer of a lifespan by a few hours, and then Instagram has maybe like 1 day, 24-hour type of a lifespan. So every post has a different lifespan. So you want to increase your frequency. You also want to make sure that the content that you post address the pain points of the different customers that you have. So that way it'll encourage them to respond. And then you also want to engage with them. Don't just post your images or blogs onto the social channels. Engage with them, listen to them, use hashtags, reshare what other people publish, and that can really help you to increase your followers. Cool. One more question. Someone says, how can I get fast results from marketing? Good question. Well, some marketing efforts take longer to pay off than others. That's very true, and you got to understand that. But customers are more likely to buy when they know, like, and trust you. And so all of that can take time to establish. And although all of the 13 tactics we have talked about contribute to your brand in some way, PPC campaigns can be very helpful in helping to they can be very helpful to create quick lead generation for your business, because these are individuals who are actively looking for products and services. When they go to Google, they're looking for something. And so if your business can show up in the right time when someone is looking, you have a greater chance of turning them into a customer sooner rather than later. So that could be helpful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are at time, and I do want to be respectful of everyone's time. Thank you so much for taking an hour out of your day to join us. I really do hope that you were able to walk away with a little bit more knowledge about the various ways you can advertise and promote your business to connect with a local audience. And I hope that out of all of the action items and the tips that we shared, you feel like you're able to not just walk away with information, but like you can walk away and actually do something. And just know that even after this webinar, we aren't going to leave you hanging. Be on the lookout for our toolkit and other resources over the next few days that will dive in deeper about everything that I talked about. And if all else fails, if you have questions, feel free to just go to our website, localiq.co.uk, and click on Let's Talk. And then you can get in touch with us, and we will be more than happy to connect with you and help you achieve all of the goals that you have for your business. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I'm Brandon Griffin, and on behalf of Local IQ, we hope to continue to help you and your business grow in the future. See you later.